So, gentlemen, hope you're doing well. It's a sunny day here in Gothenburg, Sweden. And based upon or building on the latest episode of our series here, whatever you want to call it, is just playing. Playing for the sake of playing. Doing for the sake of doing, and doing it because we really want to. We're not trying to be performative. We're not watching ourselves so everything is perfect. We're simply just doing it because we want to, and we want to do well. Now, there are different stories and there are different examples. But let's just say this. If we take a shot and we just focus on the goal, focus on what it is that we want to do, then I think we will have some type of a flow. But as soon as we think about the prize that we might win, as soon as we think about all the money that we could get, or all the fame that we could get, or the fact that it will look very good, then usually we start to grip, we start to lose focus, and by doing that, we perform a lot worse. Now, we have the same skills. It's the same arms we have, the same legs, the same everything. But still, our focus and why we do something will be a great decider to how it goes. Now, the need to win will drain our power. It will absolutely drain our power. I'll get into a few examples, but whatever we grip will have to flinch, and whatever we release will have flow. So even at a flow state, we could do a bad job. We could ruin everything. But I would say that it is the best state to be in. Even better than anger. Not in a few bursts, because a few bursts of anger is always good, but in the long term. Now, if we care about the act and we just let go, we are able to show our full ability. And I think it's just logical. So that's what I want you guys to do. Release, let it flow, and make sure that your full ability shows. Now, the example that I wanted to give you guys is probably not just about, hitting a goal, scoring a goal, performing well at your job, by releasing. It is also about judgment, about how we actually do the things we do. So for example, why can't we give the judge some money? Why can't the participants give the judge some money? Well, of course, it's about interest. Any type of thing that we give him, good or bad, if he accepts, will have a lot of effect on his judgment. Now, we can talk about how big the effect is, but these things, they simply have an effect on the judge. And it makes the wise man very stupid. Very, very stupid. If you're at a job, if your judgment is put to test, and you have some things to lose, some things to gain, some things you simply have to think extra about, that will ruin your judgment. There's no doubt about that. And that is actually a philosophy or a discipline right off the religious books, right off the Talmud. If you do anything from some form of interest, from gaining something by just performing it, then you'll lose. You lose because by performing it and by showing everyone what you did, because you did something good, but the important thing for you was to make sure that everybody can see it. Well, when you decided that everyone should see it, you already got your prize. You already won. But you won the wrong way. You won at the wrong thing. So, congratulations on that. The hunter who just likes to hunt, who's doing what he's doing because that's what he does, he'll win even if he goes to bed hungry. You can't stop that guy. How can you stop a guy that is chasing something for food, did not get his food, got home hungry, and was still happy and actually quite full? How can you stop that guy? How is it even possible to beat him? But the guy who just did it for show, he never won. He won at doing it for show, but he'll never be at the top in what he does. Only the people who really want to do it, by doing it, for doing it, by just doing it, because they would do nothing else, they will win. Now, the best examples, of course, I think, are those football players who, when you ask them, if you didn't become a professional football player, what would you have done with your life? I mean, you're famous now, you have all these things. And the best answer is, I would have been an amateur footballer. I would have played anyway. I would play at the lowest level and give maximum effort to it. Now, I would not be able to live on it, but I would play. How can you stop that guy? Even at a professional level, how could you stop that guy? I think it's almost impossible. And it should be. Now, even more on that. There was a guy playing like lower league football. Did not even play in a good league. He was just playing lower league football. The guy just said, I was training and I would continue to train, and even if I was at this lower level, I would still continue, and I just wanted to be the best that I could be. You know, while players had contracts when they were 16 and 17, and then when they were 23, you couldn't even see them. This guy was the total opposite. You could not see him when he was 16, 17, but by the time he was 23, he played in the highest league. It's not an anomaly. It's not unique. It's not that it happens sometimes. This stuff happens all the time. People are just there, they show up, they continue to show up, and now they win. Incredible. Absolutely incredible, if you ask me. I think if you do something for the love of it, if you do something because you genuinely believe that it's good, then you've already won. You won. Congratulations. Do it, and do it with full force. Now, if you did something good to show off, you did something good and you made sure that it would look like it, and you made sure that everyone could see it, you did not do anything good. You actually did something very, very bad. And I think you guys can find many examples of it. Of people or things or whatever action they took seems to be good, but is actually very, very egotistical. And for many religious people out there who think that any of the bad actions and bad choices that you have made, that they will be, simply just forgotten just because you pray sometimes, you should definitely think again. There are people who don't even believe in God, There are a lot better than you. It is much better to say, I'm a human being, I will make mistakes, I've made mistakes, and I'm sorry for my mistakes. I might even have a few things that I'm ashamed of. But even when you do that, even when you utter those words, you should know that you have to mean it. You don't do that just because you have to do it. And hopefully, if you're truthful, if you're genuine in everything that you do and everything that you say, I hope it can show, and it's just a matter of time before you win. Stay dangerous and breathe through your nose.